This is Bruce Lee, the martial arts legend whose life was as dynamic and powerful as his on-screen moves. Did you know he was a cha-cha champion before revolutionizing martial arts? Or that he once asked his brother to stab him during a fight scene for realism? Stay tuned to discover more fascinating facts in the incredible journey of the man who became a global icon. Bruce Lee, born Lee Junfan on November 27, 1940, in San Francisco's Chinatown, was a Chinese-American martial artist, actor, and filmmaker who is widely regarded as one of the most influential martial artists of all time. He had several nicknames, including Little Dragon and Siphon, Small Phoenix. These nicknames reflected different aspects of his personality and heritage. Little Dragon was a reference to his birth year, 1940, which was the year of the dragon in the Chinese zodiac. Siphon, given to him by his mother, emphasized his connection to his Chinese roots. His father, Li Huichuan, was a famous Cantonese opera star, known for his extraordinary talent and stage presence. Li Huichuan's career in Cantonese opera provided him with a wealth of experience in performance and theatrical arts, which he undoubtedly passed on to his son. Huichuan was a dedicated performer, traveling frequently for his performances, which also influenced the family's dynamic and exposed Bruce to various cultural experiences from an early age. Bruce's mother, Grace Ho, came from a prominent Eurasian family in Hong Kong. Her father, Ho Kom Tong, was a successful businessman and philanthropist, and she was also related to Sir Robert Ho Tung, a notable figure in Hong Kong society. Grace's mixed heritage gave Bruce a diverse cultural background and a unique perspective on identity. She was a nurturing presence in his life, balancing the demands of their busy household and providing stability for the family amidst the frequent travels and performances of her husband. The name Junfan means return again, reflecting his parents' desire for him to return to the United States someday, which indeed he did. Bruce's birthplace in the United States is significant because it granted him dual citizenship, a fact that would play a role in his future endeavors and movements between East and West. This bicultural heritage and dual nationality enabled Bruce to navigate and bridge the cultural gap between America and China, significantly shaping his career and personal identity. Lee was the fourth of 5 children, with 2 older sisters, Phoebe and Agnes, an older brother, Peter, and a younger brother, Robert. The family moved back to Hong Kong when he was just 3 months old. Growing up in Hong Kong, Bruce was introduced to the entertainment industry at a young age through his father's connections, appearing in numerous films as a child actor. His early exposure to the film industry gave him a unique perspective on performance and a confidence in front of the camera that would later serve him well in his career. Li Huichuan's influence on Bruce was profound, instilling in him a love for the arts and a strong work ethic that he carried throughout his life. Bruce's childhood in Hong Kong was marked by the Japanese occupation during World War II. His family lived through a time of significant upheaval and danger. This period of adversity may have contributed to his determination and resilience. Despite the challenging circumstances, his family provided a supportive environment that nurtured his talents. His father's status as an opera star meant that Bruce was surrounded by performers and artists from a young age, which likely influenced his multifaceted career. Boy's early education was marked by a lack of discipline and a propensity for getting into street fights. He attended LaSalle College, a prestigious high school in Hong Kong, but was eventually expelled for poor academic performance and frequent absenteeism. His parents then enrolled him at St. Francis Xavier's College, where he completed his high school education. Despite his academic struggles, Teenager was an intelligent and curious young man with a particular interest in philosophy and the arts. From an early age, Bruce showed an interest in martial arts. He began his formal training in Wing Chun at the age of 16 under the tutelage of the renowned master, IP Man. This training laid the foundation for his later development of his unique martial arts philosophy and techniques. Lee's dedication to Wing Chun was remarkable. He would often practice for hours on end, refining his skills and understanding of the art. His relationship with IP Man was not just that of a student and teacher, but evolved into a deep bond of mutual respect and admiration. In addition to martial arts, he was an accomplished dancer, winning the Hong Kong Cha-Cha Championship in 1958. His ability to blend rhythm, movement, and coordination in dance likely complemented his martial arts training. This intersection of disciplines demonstrated Bruce's versatility and his belief in the interconnectedness of different forms of physical expression. In 1959, young man's life in Hong Kong took a turbulent turn as he became increasingly involved in street fights and local gang conflicts. His parents, Lee Hoi Chuen and Grace Ho, were deeply concerned about his safety and the potential repercussions of his aggressive behavior. Recognizing that Bruce's combative nature and rebellious streak were putting his future at risk, they made the difficult decision to send him to the United States. Lee Hoi Chuen and Grace Ho believed that relocating Bruce to America would provide him with a fresh start, free from the influences and dangers he faced in Hong Kong. They hoped that the change in environment would help him focus on his education and personal development. The decision was also influenced by Bruce's dual citizenship, which made it easier for him to settle in the United States. Additionally, they felt that Lee's outgoing personality and talents would thrive in a more diverse and opportunity-rich setting. At the age of 18, he boarded a ship to San Francisco, where he stayed with family friends for a brief period. This initial stay allowed him to acclimate to the new culture and surroundings. Shortly afterward, he moved to Seattle to complete his high school education. Bruce enrolled at Edison Technical School, where he not only improved his academic standing, but also began to hone his martial arts skills in a new context. In Seattle, he continued his education by attending the University of Washington, where he studied philosophy and drama. This academic pursuit reflected his deep interest in understanding human behavior and his passion for performing arts. The move to the United States marked a significant turning point in Bruce's life, as it allowed him to escape the tumultuous environment of Hong Kong and find new opportunities in America. It was in Seattle that Lee's path began to solidify, leading to the establishment of his first martial arts school and the development of his groundbreaking martial arts philosophy, Jeet Kune Do. This period of his life laid the foundation for his future success and global influence. In Seattle, Bruce worked as a waiter and taught martial arts to support himself. He opened his first martial arts school, the Jun Fan Gung Fu Institute, where he taught Wing Chun and began to develop his own martial arts philosophy, which he later named Jeet Kune Do, or the way of the intercepting fist. Bruce's teaching methods were innovative and often challenged traditional practices. He encouraged his students to think critically and adapt techniques to their own needs and circumstances, a philosophy that would become a cornerstone of Jeet Kune Do. Bruce's time in Seattle was also marked by his deepening interest in philosophy and self-improvement. He was an avid reader, consuming books on martial arts, self-help, and philosophy. His intellectual curiosity and quest for knowledge were integral to his development as a martial artist and a person. His educational journey in the United States not only broadened his horizons, but also shaped his approach to martial arts, blending Eastern and Western philosophies. While at the University of Washington, Bruce met Linda Emery, a fellow student. Their meeting was serendipitous, occurring when Linda enrolled in one of his martial arts classes. Linda, an aspiring teacher with a bright and inquisitive mind, was immediately impressed by Lee's charisma, discipline, and his unique approach to martial arts. Bruce, in turn, was captivated by Linda's intelligence, warmth, and genuine interest in his teachings. Their shared passion for learning and self-improvement quickly drew them together, forming the basis of a deep and meaningful relationship. The two fell in love and married on August 17, 1964. Their wedding was a modest affair, reflecting their practical natures and the strong bond they shared. They had two children, Brandon and Shannon, who would both go on to make their own marks in the entertainment industry. Linda was a supportive partner throughout Bruce's career, managing the family and helping with the martial arts schools. She played a crucial role in his life, not only as his wife, but also as his confidant and collaborator. Their relationship was built on mutual respect and a shared vision for the future, which provided a stable foundation for her partner's professional endeavors. Linda's support was instrumental during the challenging times Bruce faced, particularly in the early stages of his career when he struggled to gain recognition in Hollywood. She believed in his potential and stood by him as he navigated the obstacles of racial discrimination and typecasting. Together, they worked tirelessly to promote Bruce's martial arts philosophy and expand his influence. Linda's dedication to their family and her involvement in her husband's career were pivotal in his journey to becoming a global icon. Bruce's role as a father was central to his personal life. He was deeply involved in the upbringing of his children, instilling in them the values of discipline, perseverance, and self-expression. Despite his demanding career, he made time for his family, often involving them in his training and activities. He would teach Brandon and Shannon the principles of martial arts, emphasizing not just the physical aspects, but also the mental and philosophical components. His relationship with his children was characterized by a blend of traditional values and modern parenting, reflecting his unique cultural background. His parenting style was nurturing yet disciplined, encouraging his children to pursue their passions with the same dedication and intensity that he applied to his own pursuits. This close-knit family environment provided Bruce with a sense of balance and fulfillment, grounding him amid the pressures of his career. The Lee family's move to Los Angeles in the late 1960s marked another significant chapter in Bruce's life. In LA, he continued to teach martial arts and pursued acting opportunities. He developed close relationships with several Hollywood stars, who became his students and friends. His ability to navigate both the martial arts and entertainment worlds was a testament to his versatility and charisma. The approach he had to martial arts was revolutionary. He believed in the efficiency and practicality of techniques, favoring adaptability and fluidity over rigid styles. This philosophy led him to create Jeet Kune Do, which emphasizes directness, simplicity, and personal expression in combat. His ideas often clashed with traditional martial arts instructors who adhered strictly to their established methods. Jeet Kune Do, meaning the way of the intercepting fist, was not just a martial art, but a philosophy of life. He believed that martial arts should be a form of personal expression, tailored to the individual rather than confined to rigid forms. He famously stated, "Be like water," advocating for adaptability and openness to new techniques and ideas. This philosophy resonated with many and attracted students from diverse backgrounds. His development of Jeet Kune Do was marked by extensive research and experimentation. He incorporated elements from various martial arts, including boxing, fencing, and wrestling, into his training. This eclectic approach was groundbreaking at the time and laid the foundation for modern mixed martial arts, MMA. Bruce's emphasis on practical effectiveness and personal freedom in martial arts continues to influence practitioners around the world. Lee's charisma and martial arts prowess caught the attention of Hollywood. He landed a role as Kato in the television series The Green Hornet, 1966 to 1967, which brought him to national attention. Despite the show's cancellation after one season, his performance left a lasting impression. His portrayal of Kato showcased his martial arts skills and charisma, earning him a dedicated fan base. After The Green Hornet, Bruce struggled to find substantial roles in Hollywood, facing racial discrimination and typecasting. He returned to Hong Kong, where he found greater opportunities and starred in several films that showcased his martial arts skills and acting talent. His return to Hong Kong marked a pivotal moment in his career, as he was able to fully realize his potential as both a martial artist and a filmmaker. Bruce's return to Hong Kong marked the beginning of his legendary film career. His first major film was The Big Boss, 1971, which was a massive success and established him as a star. The film's unprecedented success in Asia led to international recognition, setting the stage for his future projects. He followed this with Fist of Fury, 1972, The Way of the Dragon, 1972, and Enter the Dragon, 1973. Each film broke box office records and solidified his status as a global icon. Enter the Dragon, co-produced by Warner Brothers and Golden Harvest, was Lee's first major Hollywood film and is widely considered his magnum opus. The film was groundbreaking, not only for its compelling storytelling and intense martial arts sequences, but also for its cultural impact. It was one of the first major films to present martial arts in a serious and sophisticated manner, paving the way for the genre's future in mainstream cinema. The production of Enter the Dragon was a significant endeavor, involving an international cast and crew. Filmed on location in Hong Kong, the movie showcased Bruce Lee's exceptional martial arts skills and his philosophy of combat. He played the role of Lee, a martial artist recruited to investigate a crime lord's operations under the guise of participating in a martial arts tournament. The plot was infused with elements of espionage, adventure, and philosophical depth, which made it stand out from other action films of the time. Bruce's involvement in Enter the Dragon went beyond acting. He was deeply involved in the creative aspects of the film, including choreography and directing. His meticulous approach to fight scenes set new standards in the industry, with each movement designed to be both realistic and visually stunning. His innovative choreography blended different martial arts styles, showcasing his philosophy of Jeet Kune Do and emphasizing the practicality and efficiency of his techniques. Good example of his involvement is that during the filming one of Bruce's Hong Kong movies in the early 1970s, he asked his brother Robert to stab him with a real knife during a fight scene to make it more realistic, a request that was understandably denied. This incident highlighted his commitment to authenticity and his willingness to push boundaries in his work. One of the most iconic scenes in Enter the Dragon is the Hall of Mirrors fight, where Bruce's character confronts the antagonist in a maze of mirrors. This scene, designed by himself, is celebrated for its psychological tension and intricate choreography. It demonstrated his ability to combine martial arts with cinematic artistry, creating a memorable and impactful visual experience. The film's release on August 19, 1973, came just 6 days after Bruce's untimely death, adding a poignant layer to its reception. Audiences around the world flocked to theaters, drawn by the allure of his final completed film. Enter the Dragon became a monumental success, grossing over $90 million worldwide and cementing Lee's legacy as a martial arts legend. Its success also marked a turning point for Asian actors in Hollywood, breaking down racial barriers and opening doors for future generations. Enter the Dragon had a profound influence on popular culture. It inspired numerous films, television shows, and video games, establishing Bruce Lee as a global star. The film's success also sparked a surge of interest in martial arts, leading to the proliferation of martial arts schools and the integration of martial arts into Western fitness and entertainment. His portrayal of a disciplined yet fiercely independent martial artist resonated with audiences, making him a symbol of strength, resilience, and self-mastery. The legacy of Enter the Dragon extends beyond its box office success. It solidified Lee's philosophy of martial arts and his vision of blending different styles into a cohesive, effective system. The film continues to be studied and revered by martial artists, filmmakers, and fans, ensuring that Bruce's influence endures for generations. Through Enter the Dragon, his spirit of innovation, discipline, and artistic excellence continues to inspire and captivate audiences around the world. Bruce had several notable friendships and relationships throughout his life. He was close friends with several prominent figures in the martial arts and entertainment industries, including James Coburn, Steve McQueen, and Chuck Norris. These friendships often influenced his work and helped him navigate the challenges of his career. His ability to connect with people from different backgrounds and industries was a testament to his charisma and openness. James Coburn and Steve McQueen were among his most famous students. Their relationships went beyond teacher-student dynamics, evolving into deep friendships. Bruce's influence on them extended beyond martial arts, impacting their personal and professional lives. Chuck Norris, another martial arts icon, also trained with him and admired his innovative approach to combat. Bruce's relationships were not limited to high-profile individuals. He formed bonds with many of his students, who admired his dedication, knowledge, and humility. His teaching style was inclusive and encouraging, fostering a sense of community and mutual respect among his students. His ability to inspire and connect with people was one of his most remarkable qualities. Lee's training regimen and diet were integral to his physical prowess and overall philosophy of martial arts. His approach was innovative, rigorous, and comprehensive, combining various physical disciplines with a disciplined dietary plan to achieve peak physical condition. Bruce's commitment to fitness and health was evident in every aspect of his routine, setting new standards in the realm of martial arts and physical conditioning. He believed in training every aspect of combat, including striking, grappling, and footwork. His daily practice included striking drills, where he practiced various techniques, including punches, kicks, and combinations, emphasizing speed, power, and precision. Sparring was a crucial part of his training, as he sparred with various partners to test and refine his techniques in realistic combat scenarios. Bruce also dedicated time to improving his footwork, believing that mobility and positioning were essential in combat. He practiced drills to enhance his agility and coordination, and although he moved away from traditional forms, he still practiced certain forms to maintain his skills and technique. In terms of strength training, his regimen was designed to build functional strength, endurance, and muscle definition without adding unnecessary bulk. He believed in a balanced approach that combined weightlifting with bodyweight exercises. Bruce used free weights to perform compound exercises such as squats, deadlifts, bench presses, and rows, focusing on high repetition sets to build muscular endurance and functional strength. He incorporated push-ups, pull-ups, dips, and abdominal exercises into his routine and was particularly known for his 1-inch punch and 2-finger push-ups, demonstrating incredible strength and control. He also practiced isometric exercises, which involve holding a position under tension to increase muscle strength and endurance. Lee placed significant emphasis on cardiovascular fitness, believing that a strong cardiovascular system was essential for martial arts performance. He often ran long distances, up to 5 miles, several times a week to build stamina and cardiovascular endurance. He also used a stationary bike as part of his cardiovascular routine, often pedaling at high intensity for 45 minutes. Jumping rope was another staple of his cardio workouts, helping to improve his agility, coordination, and overall cardiovascular health. Flexibility and mobility were crucial components of Lee's training. He believed that flexibility improved his martial arts performance and helped prevent injuries. He incorporated dynamic and static stretching into his routine, stretching before and after workouts to maintain and improve his flexibility. He also practiced yoga to enhance his flexibility, balance, and mental focus. His diet was equally disciplined. Bruce believed in the importance of nutrition for peak performance and maintained a diet rich in lean proteins, vegetables, and complex carbohydrates. He avoided refined foods and focused on eating natural, wholesome foods to fuel his body. His nutritional approach was ahead of its time, emphasizing the connection between diet and athletic performance. His commitment to fitness extended to his mental and spiritual well-being. He practiced meditation and engaged in activities that nurtured his mind and spirit. His holistic approach to health and fitness was integral to his philosophy of self-improvement and personal growth. Bruce Lee's philosophical beliefs were deeply intertwined with his approach to martial arts. He was heavily influenced by Taoism, Zen Buddhism, and Western philosophy. His writings, particularly his book, Tao of Jeet Kune Do, reflect his thoughts on self-actualization, personal expression, and the importance of being adaptable in all aspects of life. He often emphasized the concept of using no way as way, having no limitation as limitation, advocating for an open-minded and fluid approach to both martial arts and life. He encouraged his students to think critically and adapt techniques to their own needs and circumstances. His philosophical insights were not just theoretical, they were practical guidelines that informed his daily life and training. His philosophical journey was marked by a relentless pursuit of knowledge and self-improvement. His library contained hundreds of books on various subjects, from martial arts to philosophy to psychology. His intellectual curiosity and commitment to lifelong learning were central to his identity. Bruce Lee's death on July 20th, 1973, remains one of the most shocking and mysterious events in the world of martial arts and cinema. He was just 32 years old at the peak of his career, and his sudden passing sent shockwaves across the globe. The circumstances surrounding his death have been the subject of much speculation and debate, but the factual details provide a clearer picture of what transpired. On the morning of July 20th, 1973, Bruce Lee was in Hong Kong, where he had been living and working. He was in the final stages of preparing for the production of his next film, Game of Death. The day started like any other, with engaging in his usual activities, which included meetings and discussions related to his film projects. One of the key meetings scheduled for that day was with Raymond Chow, the founder of Golden Harvest, a prominent film production company in Hong Kong. Bruce and Chow had a close professional relationship, and they were collaborating on Game of Death. The meeting took place at Lee's home in Kowloon Tong, where they discussed various aspects of the film, including the script and production details. After the meeting, they drove to the home of Taiwanese actress Betty Ting Pei, who was to play a role in Game of Death. The purpose of the visit was to review the script together. Betty Ting Pei was a known figure in the Hong Kong film industry and had worked with him before. The three spent the afternoon working on the script and discussing the film. In the early evening, Bruce began to complain of a headache. This was not unusual for him, as he had experienced similar symptoms in the past. Betty Ting Pei offered him an analgesic called Equagesic, a prescription painkiller that contained aspirin and the tranquilizer meprobamate. He took the medication and decided to lie down to rest. Raymond Chow left the apartment around 7:30 p.m., leaving Bruce and Betty behind. Lee went into a bedroom to rest, and Betty continued with her activities. Several hours later, when Betty went to check on him, she found him unresponsive. She tried to wake him, but he did not respond. Concerned, she called Raymond Chow, who immediately returned to the apartment. Upon arrival, Chow attempted to revive Bruce, but was unsuccessful. Realizing the severity of the situation, Chow and Betty called for medical help. An ambulance was summoned, and he was rushed to Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Hong Kong. Despite the efforts of the medical staff, he was pronounced dead on arrival at the hospital. The official time of death was recorded as 10:30 p.m. The sudden and unexpected nature of Bruce Lee's death led to an immediate investigation by the authorities. An autopsy was performed to determine the cause of death. The initial findings indicated that he had died from cerebral edema, which is a swelling of the brain. The edema was believed to have been caused by a hypersensitive reaction to the equagesic he had taken earlier in the evening. The coroner's report stated that his brain had swollen considerably, increasing from its normal weight of 1,400 grams to 1,575 grams. This significant swelling was consistent with the diagnosis of cerebral edema. The report also noted the absence of any external injuries or signs of foul play. Based on these findings, the official cause of death was listed as death by misadventure, a term used to describe an accidental death resulting from a risky activity. Despite the official explanation, Bruce Lee's death has been the subject of numerous theories and speculations. Some have suggested that he was the victim of foul play, possibly due to his controversial views and actions within the martial arts community. Others have proposed that he suffered from a medical condition that had gone undiagnosed. One theory posits that he had an allergic reaction to a compound in the equagesic, which triggered the fatal cerebral edema. In the years leading up to his death, Bruce had experienced several health issues that may have contributed to his untimely demise. In May 1973, just 2 months before his death, he collapsed during a dialogue replacement session for Enter the Dragon at Golden Harvest Studios. He was rushed to the hospital and diagnosed with cerebral edema. The doctors managed to reduce the swelling and Bruce recovered, but the incident was a clear indication of underlying health problems. His intense training regimen and physically demanding lifestyle also raised concerns about his health. He was known for pushing his body to the limits, often training for hours without adequate rest or recovery. This relentless pursuit of physical perfection may have taken a toll on his body, making him more susceptible to health issues. The news of Bruce Lee's death spread rapidly, leading to an outpouring of grief from fans and colleagues around the world. His funeral was held in Hong Kong, where thousands of mourners paid their respects. A second funeral service was held in Seattle, Washington, where he was buried at Lakeview Cemetery. His pallbearers included some of his closest friends and students, such as Steve McQueen, James Coburn, and Dan Inosanto. Bruce Lee's life was a remarkable journey of self-discovery, innovation, and breaking barriers. From his early days in Hong Kong to his rise as a global icon, his relentless pursuit of excellence and his commitment to personal growth left an indelible mark on the world. His contributions to martial arts, film, and philosophy continue to resonate, ensuring that his legacy will endure for generations to come. Lee's story is one of triumph over adversity, of breaking down barriers and redefining what is possible. His influence transcends cultural and geographical boundaries, making him a symbol of perseverance, innovation, and self-belief. As we reflect on his life and achievements, we are reminded of the power of dedication, creativity, and the human spirit. Bruce Lee's legacy is a testament to the impact one individual can have on the world, inspiring us all to pursue our passions and strive for excellence in all that we do.